back Wednesday night talk live with my friend Aldo from Crusades of Motivation. What's up, Aldo? What's going on tonight?
Good evening, man. Oh man, it's a beautiful day in Omaha, Nebraska, man. It's sunny and windy at the same time. Sun
Yeah.
is coming down, man. I'm just blessed to be alive.
Yep.
How you doing, man?
Good. Well, I was actually watching you earlier today. It was so nice out. You had your power washer outside with, and you were cleaning up the car. You were cleaning up the Cadillac, right? You had a nice
Man,
day
I
out
love
there
that
for
damn
that.
thing.
Yeah.
That
I now
power
that's a
washer?
that's a gas powered washer you have, right? That's a powerful
Mm-hmm.
one, right? Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
have one. I have one that does the trick. It serves its purpose with me for what I do, but it's only an electric one, so I'm sure it's nowhere near as powerful as yours. But
Okay.
yeah, you were buffing up that car, huh? It was looking good.
Yeah. Thanks, man. That's my dream car, man. I always
Yeah.
wanted a fucking Cadillac. Ever since I was a kid, I was wanting one, and
Hmm.
finally got to accomplish a goal, right? I want to turn it into a lowrider. So I've been working on it. I fucking with the engine, the transmission. I
Hmm.
recently fixed the AC, so we got good AC now.
Hmm.
And just that, man. I was having a good time today, though, man. I've been watching it, but I've been taking it to the car wash, so I haven't really been like detailing it. A detailed
Yeah.
wash. So today I was like, I gotta do that today, man. I'm off today, so we got
Yeah.
that done.
I'm horrible with my car. I mean, I very rarely, but when I get the urge, I've watched it a couple of times, but I'm like, I'm out there for like 2 hours. I'm like, you know what? I could go to the car wash, even a hand car wash, pay like 10, $12, and I'm in and out in like 10 minutes, and that thing is spotless. Because you got six guys working on it. You know what I mean? This guy got the
Yeah,
vacuum. This guy's got the rags doing the windshield, spraying it up. And, they put a little air freshener in it, and you drive away like you have a brand new car, For,
I love that feeling, man.
isn't it? When you have a nice, clean car, that's a
Fuck, oh
great
my god,
feeling.
I love that feel. You get in the car and I'm like, oh, it's like peace in there.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's important, man. To that might be a small thing for some people, but I think those things are important. Have a clean car, a clean home, and believe me, my home is not the cleanest. A lot of
Mm,
times, but I
yeah.
really try to stay organized. It makes a difference on how you feel. Like walking in your home, like opposite. Like right now, my sink is fucking full. So when we done here, I gotta go do the fucking dishes. but but uh, but it's a
Yeah. No.
great feeling, man, when your home is clean and smells good.
Yeah.
Same with the car.
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, you feel it's almost like it stresses you out, you know,
Hmm.
like because I said I'm horrible. I've always been horrible. I don't keep my cars up. I've had at least two cars where I blew the engine on cars for not taking care of them. You know what I mean? And it was so stupid because there was nothing wrong. Like the cars would have. I'd probably still be. I would still be driving them. Um, but I literally like blew the engine on two cars. But anyway, and even like keeping the car clean. You get in the car, you throw shit on the seat, and then I throw my bag in the back, and before you know it, like it's just like in your house, like you said, just shit starts to accumulate. And every time you get in there, it's almost like it's like stressful, like looking at
It
it,
is.
And even like we've talked before, like I'm trying to declutter my garage, and it like just looking at it, you're like, man, there's no reason to have this shit here, and so much of it, you know what I mean? And but it's when you throw stuff out and you start getting rid of stuff, and stuff starts looking in order and look like you said, looking clean and looking in order. It actually does take stress away from you. You know what I mean? It really does. So, but I have a lot of stuff, and I'm going to take your suggestion, and I'm going to do like a driveway sale, a garage sale, and sell
Yeah,
what I can. I'm going to sell what I can, and then what I can't, I'm just gonna I'll throw it away. I'm gonna throw it away.
man, I'm not the best at that, man. I get shit from my lady all the time. She's like, man, you gotta get rid of some shit. You get it more, especially a lot of equipment for fitness. I'll be getting little gadgets here and there, and she's like, you
Yeah.
getting some more equipment, but in that voice, and that
Yeah.
voice, that cynical voice, like, oh man, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of some, but I don't really, Uh, I'm bad. I'm bad at that. I'm getting rid of stuff. I feel like I'm
Yeah,
gonna use it. Like we're talking earlier about cameras. Like I have cameras that I don't use. I'm like maybe I should get rid of that shit, but I'm just not that good at getting rid of stuff.
yeah. I'm truthfully, I'm not either. I mean, uh, I don't know where it. I don't know why I keep telling myself, even with clothes. Like I'll get clothes and I'll never wear them. I have clothes with tags on them that I've never worn, that are years old and hanging there, and I'll go, yeah, I'll probably I'll wear that at some point. I'm never fucking wearing it. I'm never wearing it, and I know that.
Fuck.
So I just got to get rid of it. You know what I mean? And like I said, even going out to the garage, there's so much stuff there. But you always, and then when I clean out the garage, I'll look at stuff and I'll go, and I know in my mind, I never used this, or I did a long time ago. I haven't used it in 5 years. It's still sitting here. But then I'll move it to the other side of the garage and just make a neat pile until the next time I got to clean the garage. And I go, yeah, I'm gonna use this. I better hold on to it, and I'm not.
Fuck, man,
And I
man.
know,
Hey, man. As long as it don't get so crazy where it becomes like hoarding, like that shit
yeah,
is a problem.
yeah,
Like you ever seen those people like in their cars and like they don't have fucking room, but for them to drive, that shit is like crazy. And that I think that's something to be aware of, so we don't get there. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, yeah.
that's
Mhm.
that's fucking wild, man. That's gotta be like some. I mean, I know it's mental because like we're talking about getting rid of shit. You think about, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna use it. But like this is like an extreme. So I think we
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
be
yeah,
aware of that shit and not get there, man. Because that even like homes, recently, my lady she helps this older lady, and she she will never let my wife come in at home. But recently she was helping her and she fell off right at the entrance. She was helping her and she had to help her to go inside. And
yeah.
she's like, I'm like, I understand now why she wouldn't let me in her home. I mean, you
Bad, huh?
can barely walk through, and they had to call the ambulance that day, the firefighters, to come and help her. And it was a whole fucking deal, man, because I guess if you live alone and you're a certain age, action, um,
What's
and
up,
that's
AJ? How you doing, brother?
it, and you have the clutter,
Hmm.
like they have to call human services or some shit, because
Yeah,
that's like a hazard or some shit, right? Because the
yeah.
firefighter, he was telling the lady that he's gonna have to call somebody because that's a hazard. She's not supposed to be living in there like that because of her age and her health problems. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy, And this lady's alone. I mean, she doesn't have any family members.
Oh,
That's
that's
fucking
sad.
kind of sad.
Yeah, yeah. I was just, as a matter of fact, I was just talking to my brother a couple of days ago, and I have a friend, a guy who's that Coco in the background?
Yeah, yeah. You see, I got that dog, man. I got him educated. Look at that. I got him
Shuts right
trained,
up.
man. Yeah, I trained him good. Shout out to me.
um, so yeah, so anyway, a guy that I went to school with, um, and he knew my brother too. We all went to the same school. But anyway, fast forward to today, and the guy he's homeless,
Mm.
living out of his car, and he's always, my brother's always trying to help him out. He, give him a couple of bucks here and there, and just trying to get him, help because he spends the day in the library, like in the
Oh no,
afternoons. He has
see.
no place to go, and you know, and I told my brother, I said, and I always liked the guy. We were friendly in grammar school and all, but I told my brother, because then he started showing up at my brother's door, like in the morning, like, hey, coming in for coffee, and then my brother's giving him breakfast, and I said, Joe, it's he's going to keep doing it. You know what I mean? And he said, yeah. He said, but he's got no place else to go. He's living in a car, and he said, Vin, you can't. He says, I can't even describe what the car looks like. It's like it's full of shit. He goes, he could barely get in to drive the car, and it's
How
just
does he
so
sleep?
full.
He can even recline the seat and shit.
I don't know. I don't know if he does, but my brother said it's. He goes. He goes. If I'm. I tell you that it's full. He goes, but you really wouldn't understand. You'd have to see the car to see what I'm talking about. And I said, well, what's in the car? Is it like clothes? And he goes, no, it's like fucking garbage. It's like a bunch of garbage. Like he said, it's just unbelievable to look at. You too, AJ. Appreciate you being here, brother.
Frankie.
What's up, Frank? Frank's at the ready with the wrench. She got the wrench ready to go.
That's
Um,
right.
but yeah, he's it's bad. My brother said it's really bad, and like I said, he tries to help him out. And he's a really but then what really got me was so my brother's doing everything he can to help him, and then my brother knew a guy at there's a taxi place and a taxi company in town, and they're always looking for drivers. So my brother went over there and he says, "Hey, I know this guy," and he told him, he goes, "Yeah, if you want to send him in, we could always use a driver. I'll put him on for a couple of shifts and see how he does." So then my brother saw the guy, the homeless guy, our friend, the homeless guy, and he says, "Hey, if you want, go over to the cab company, tell them that I sent you over and that they're going to give you a job and you could work a couple of days a week. This way you have some money in your pocket." And the guy's like, "Yeah, and I don't feel like driving a cab."
Oh fuck no, nah, fuck, get the fuck out of here with that shit. They just fucking lazy. Get the fuck out of
Exactly,
here.
and that's what I told my brother. I said, "Joe, you got
Mm-mm.
to stop. You got to stop because he's actually, my brother's actually giving him money. He's bringing him into his house and feeding them, and all this." I said, and then for him, if he's that desperate, and then you offer him, whether it's driving, I don't care if it's driving a cab, picking up garbage in whatever it is. If you could make money and you need money that bad, you got to do it. And he says, "Nah, I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing that." So, but yeah, we're talking about the whole hoarding thing. My brother said he's got everything that he owns plus garbage in that car. You know, so
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy that you see people out there like that. When I mean, we live in a country, man, that there's a lot of opportunity. It really is. It could be anything. You know what I mean? It could
hmm
be fucking washing dishes. I mean, fucking cutting some grass. Like I see sometimes younger dudes asking for money. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I mean, you kind of fresh. You got
yeah,
that fresh body, man. You could be doing something instead of
yeah,
just standing here asking people for money.
yeah,
You could be out there, trying to find something to do where you
yeah.
can earn your money. But
And
it's
honestly,
it's fucked up.
you don't have to look far. Like you said, you could find something, no matter what it is. You'll find somebody to give you. You could find work doing something if you're that desperate. If you're to the point where you're standing on a corner asking people for money, and you have both legs and both arms, and they work, go find a job and do something. I mean, you want to help people, but again, we've talked about this subject before. It's hard to help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves.
Hmm.
If they're content with standing on a street corner asking for money, but then you say to them, "Hey, well, I got even better. I could help you get a job where you could earn some money for yourself," and they're like, "Nah, I don't want to do that." Well, then you're shit out of luck, pal. You know what I mean? I'm not going to help you. I'm.
Yeah. There's people that le- legit, need the help, and I give my heart out for people like that. If I can help,
Yeah,
I'm willing to help. But when I see that, and I see people like that where they look young, they look like they can be doing something.
yeah,
I'm like, maybe not to him, maybe not to him.
yeah,
He could be out there doing something. And then there was a crazy story, man, that my girl that we're talking about my girl a lot today, but she was telling me the story that she met a, a homeless girl, right? And she was talking to her, and she was telling her what she does. So she said that she earns about $300 a day. She was telling her, just sitting in this corner, asking for money. What she does though is she like moves from town to town. Like let's say in Nebraska, it's nice for a month or two. Then
Hmm.
she goes to California and she stays there for a month or two. So that's a way of life actually. You
Wow.
know, and she earns that much, $200 a day. You know, so that's kind of a good earn. You know,
Tax free.
tax free. Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
And
Yeah.
and then that's her job basically. And I mean that's kind of a cool life. You know, just moving from town to town and kind of just a rolling stone. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the thing too. Like you see those documentaries. I've seen things where like, you got to be careful because some of these people, like say, let's take New York for instance, like in Manhattan, on the streets of Manhattan. You walk around Manhattan, and every other street you see somebody sitting there. Like looks like a homeless person. You know, looking for money. They'll have the sign. Whatever. Like, hey, I'm out of work. Whatever. Can you help me? But there are people that are just doing that. Like they dress themselves up to look like that, and then they go sit on a corner. And like you said, they make a lot of money doing that, and that's their job. And then they go around and to like different places and do it. And they're certainly not homeless, and they're not disabled, but they'll dirty themselves up, put on shitty clothes, and sit on that corner. And there's a good amount of people that feel sorry when they see something like that, and the first thing they do,
Yeah.
they'll throw money in the cup. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
there's a lot of scammers out there too doing it. You know?
That's crazy. That's
Yeah, it
crazy.
really is. It really is. But the girl that you're talking about, is she a young girl that's going around doing
She
this
was
that you like?
younger. She was younger. She was like on her 30s. Yeah, she was
Really?
younger. And how it came about, my girl bought her a meal, so she went in there with her in the restaurant, and then that's how she got to conversate with her. You know, and she was telling her, my girl, she be wanting to know everybody's stories. You know, she be
Yeah,
asking so
yeah,
many questions. She gets mad at me because I don't answer enough questions sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you want all the details, so I know she was asking for details, and that was, that girl shared that with her, and I'm like, oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy that's how she lives. That's her lifestyle. I
Yeah.
forget what they call them. They have a name to this. It's kind of a movement where people do this. Hey, I forget what they call them, but they do that. They move around with the season. So sometimes they stay in an area, for the weather, and then they go to another area for the weather, and they just keep moving around like that.
So they
I
they
forget what they
chase
call them.
they panhandle, but they chase the weather. They go where the nice weather is to panhandle.
The weather, and sometimes how the economics, like there's certain
Yeah,
cities that they know they're gonna get some,
yeah.
for instance.
Transient, transient.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know they had a name for them. That's a fucking adventure though, to live like that. Fuck, man, we're talking about whoring, like, but people like that don't have nothing. They gotta like be minimal,
Yeah, yeah. But
like
again, there's
minimal.
there's always a story behind it. Like if they're estranged from their family, like there's got to be a backstory, like why they're doing that, why they, you know
Hmm.
what I mean, why they went out on their own, and assuming that they're doing moving around like that. Obviously, they're not with their family on a regular basis if they even have a family. So there's got to be some kind of other story to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why they're living like that. Um, while maybe to you and I, we're sitting here going, "Hey, it's pretty cool. You travel around, you sit on the corner, people hand you money and this and that." But then again, like you said, what does your life actually consist of? You know what I mean? Like, do you have a family, or are you alone all the time? You know what I mean? But again, I mean, then you have these other people that go and live in a van and they travel around, and that's the way they like to live. I think stuff like that is cool. You see these
The
people
van life.
yeah, exactly. They turn their vans into these, little apartments basically, because they have like,
You think
when they park the thing, they have like a microwave in there. They have a little sink, all crazy stuff.
you think you could do it?
Shower. What's that?
You think you could do it? Live in a van?
For a short time, I mean, I would like to try it. I would definitely like to try it. Just try, like, say, start off with just, all right, I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to drive across the country, you know. And then if I
Hmm.
liked it, maybe I could do it. But I mean, I could definitely do it in the short term, without a doubt. I know I
Hmm.
could. I know I could in the short term. But permanently, I don't know. But I've seen some of these, I've watched videos actually with people that do that. And like I said, some of these vans are like, I mean, they're better than most people's apartments, because they the sides fold out and expand, the roof elevates, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
They look really cool. They look really cool. Some of those things,
yeah.
but
No, I seen one that's it's a fucking that one I really like. This a school bus,
hmm
and that fucking thing looks beautiful. But I'm
yeah,
sure there's a lot of downs to that. And I also seen this craziest one. I seen this they living in a like a fucking what is it like a SRT, like one of those sports cars,
hmm
like a Dodge. So like that tiny two door, and they
really.
having the fucking yeah, they have the whole this motherfucker is cooking in there. He's doing like stir frying this fucking thing. He pulls out his little like electrical stove, and he's making a stir fry. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, that fucking shit is gonna stink in there, because this tiny car. I mean, he's living in there. That one was crazy. I seen another girl living in a little Honda, like
Oh,
a
making a
like a
stir fry.
Civic, right? Yeah, and she's showering in that fucking thing. She made this rig where she can shower inside the car. Like she
That's
closes up
crazy.
the car and she has this fucking plastic around and she's fucking showering in the car.
It's
Like, well, that's
amazing.
fucking clever. Yeah, that's amazing. But that
It
shit's gotta
really
be
is.
so hard, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be cramping up if I'd be turning this way and I'd be getting a cramp and this and that. But like I said, some of those vans I've seen, um, yeah, they have the water tank and then they have the hose but they get out and like stand up and shower themselves, and they got their coffee maker in the morning and they have their hot plate, cooking up their eggs, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, definitely I could do it in the short term, but I can't be driving around. I can't be driving cross country, taking a shower in a Honda Civic. That's for sure. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to hit a motel every now and again. You know, without a
yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
So,
I think that's really cool too. I love to have one, and just to travel, man. just
hmm
to just to travel in general, just to go here and there. And I always enjoy camping. I still do. Just to fucking go do that, go travel here and stay there for some months. And I love to have
yeah,
one. Maybe that's
yeah,
something I should look into it.
mm. Yeah. I like the idea of having like a nice big camper. Um, Frankie said, "What I knew a family that lived in an RV. It was nice, but the tricky part was researching ahead of the destinations to have water and Yeah, but I mean, yeah. The people that do this, yeah, you do have to be strategic as you drive and your stops, because they do have these RV parks where you can go, and obviously you plug into the electricity and they have running water and whatever, and you rent the pad, you rent the space in there, and you could stay for however long. Not that I know that much about it, but I did look a little bit into it, um, because at one time I had the idea. A friend of mine got like a little camper, that it was really small, but had like an air conditioner in it, a bed, a TV. You know what I mean? And again, like the back folded out where you had a little kitchen with the hot plate and the
Um,
coffee thing. But he hitched that up to his truck, and he would take trips around doing that. So, um, and he paid like, I remember he showed it to me, and actually the place isn't too far from me where he bought it. It's in Pennsylvania. I'm in New Jersey, and the place is in Pennsylvania, and it was like $4,500 for the whole setup that he bought. So I
Brand new.
toured. What's that? Yeah, brand new. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had certain models and stuff that you could pick, and then they had add-ons. We could put this in and certain designs, and then the price would go up a little bit. But the basic model was between 4 and 5,000 bucks. And for everything he got, I'm like, wow, that's worth it. And then he would take his trips. He took a couple of trips to Texas and whatever, drove cross country with it. So I toyed with the idea, and I asked him about it. He said, yeah, they have places where you could pull in and plug in and whatnot, and they have running water and the whole thing. So, um, and there's a lot of them actually. But again, you have to be strategic. All right, I'm going cross country. How many days am I going to spend driving? And I'm going to stop here and I'm going to stop there. What amenities does this park have? How much does it cost? You have to make a reservation and a whole thing. So it's a lot of planning as opposed to somebody just driving around in a van and not just living out of the van. You know what I mean? Not too much planning really has to go into that. It's really like what parking lot are you going to pull into? You know.
I know, yeah. Walmart.
Exactly, but actually, that's pretty. That's a thing too. A lot of people with RVs, they do park like in Walmart parking lots and things like
Hmm.
that. Um, and I think one aspect of it is the security because
Hmm.
really any Walmart that you go into the parking lot, there's going to be cameras everywhere. You know what I mean? So I think that's part of the reason why they do it too. Just for the security aspect of it and the convenience. If you have to do some shopping, just run
It's
into
right there.
Walmart and just get what you need. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but that's different if you're just going to do like a vacation type thing. But it's a different breed of people that just go and do it. Um, you know, really kind of not so much go off the grid, but to just like do that to just travel around you know, and like I said, I envy it to a degree. I'd like to do it just to see what it's like and have that little bit of freedom for a while. But permanently, I don't, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I would get bored of it at some point and say, nah, you know what? I need a house.
It's lonely, man, because you're moving so much. You gotta, unless you have friends on whatever towns you're going. But I'm sure at the
Mm,
beginning that's just gotta be lonely. And also, I think that's a big misconception because the people that do this, man, is people that have an income. That's a lot of this shit. Like they make it look so nice and so like fucking hipster and shit. They make it look good, but people don't understand, man. These people have an income. Either they have fucking millions already in the bank. They work like I was talking to Frankie the other day about having remote work where you can do it anywhere, just with the
right.
internet connection. Either that or, and you know what? I don't know, man, but somebody was telling me that they cracking down on that because they want like not a lot of companies want you to be moving around. After we had that talk with Frankie, I was talking to somebody about that, and they're like, "Yeah, man. Nowadays, they kind of want you to be because they know your IP address, so they
Yeah,
kind of want to know that you're there. That you're not moving around. But whatever, man. Um, for this though, you have to have an income, man. A lot of these people that do the van life, they influencers that are already earning good money, right?
that's a great point. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that's absolutely right. Uh, some people do it that were lucky enough to retire and they're financially
Yeah.
secure, or there's people that are an entrepreneur and they could whatever they do for a living they could do it remotely. So it's not like they don't have money coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They're still making money. It's not like they just pulled the plug on everything and they're going out there like hoping to find like their next meal. They're
Fuck no.
a lot of planning went into it. So they know exactly what they're doing. But again, if you're lucky enough if you did the right thing and whatever you did for a living, and you were able to amass that amount of money and retire early and go out and do that. I mean, that's something to I envy people like that too. You know what I mean? That's not bad.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know how long I could do it for, but I would like to try it for a while.
Yeah, they make it look nice, man. I mean, I see some of those videos where they fucking wake up at like by the beach and shit. Then I'm like, oh my god, that's gotta be beautiful. And they stay there for a week or two, and then they
Hmm.
go to Yellowstone and shit. Then they're out there on a
Well,
beautiful lake.
well, that's just it. There's so many any part of this country. There's so many beautiful places to see, no matter where you go. Right? If you're in the Northeast in the wintertime, I mean, there's scenery up there. You can go out, to the West Coast, to California. You got Florida in the middle of the country. You have, all of the national parks, like you said. Um, you know, Out in the West, I love Arizona. Just everywhere. I mean, you could spend the rest of your life just sightseeing around this country. You don't have
Hmm.
to leave. You don't have to leave this country. There's plenty to see here. You know.
There is.
So yeah, there's definitely something to that. So, but anyway, as much as I talk about it and I envy them and I would like to try it, I don't see it in my near future. But what do you think? You gonna give it a try at some point?
Man, I like to have a RV. We have a little camper and shit, but which we don't use. It's at my father-in-law's.
Hmm.
We don't really use much, but I like to have a van. A van, I think, is more convenient. Just
Yeah,
like drive it.
yeah,
But I love to have that, and then I can make trips like that.
yeah. It
But
would be
not
nice.
to live. I don't think I could do that. Even though I consider myself a simple man,
Hmm.
because I can live simple, man. I can sleep on the floor. I mean, I don't care about
Yeah,
that. I feel very blessed that I have a little comfort in my life, but I could live without it.
yeah.
As long as I can do some calisthenics, man, and eat some
That's
eggs, I'm happy. I'm happy, man.
yeah.
But I don't
That's
know if
that.
I could just live like that.
Yeah, no. I'm the same way. I don't need a lot. As long as I have, some place to sleep and I have my eggs in the morning. As long as I got a frying pan, a nonstick frying pan with a wooden spoon and some eggs, I'm good to go. You know what I mean? And like you said, you're driving around, you're always going to find a park to work out at. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
even if you don't find a park, if you're out in the woods, you do your pull-ups on the tree branch. You'll find a way to do it. You know what I mean?
Man, there's no shortages of workouts, man.
No, definitely not. All right, my brother. I guess we'll go to bed now and dream about like driving around, being nomads, driving around in a van, seeing the country.
Man, shout out to those people because that shit is not easy. They make it look nice for the videos, but they
Yeah,
gotta be so many struggles in that, man. Oh my god. Yeah,
yeah,
especially for the girls.
yeah. Oh, it's not all highlights. There's definitely
Mm.
some issues along the way, but yeah, something. Maybe one day we'll get a chance to try it, but we'll see. All right, my brother. I appreciate you being here as always. Always fun to talk to you and see what's going on. Um, what's the workout for tomorrow? Well, you got anything planned yet, or are you gonna fly by the seat of your pants as usual? See what happens.
No, I'm gonna swim, man. I'm gonna swim at home. We had this above ground pool,
Right, right,
and I
right. Yeah,
had
you
this
told me.
fucking this bungee cord that I was talking about, and I put it on my waist. I'm gonna try to do a workout here on that thing.
Good,
See how it
good for you.
goes.
All right, cool. Well, let me know how it is, and always appreciate you being here, guys.
Thank
We're
you.
gonna be. Oh, you know what I wanted to mention too is this Saturday, June 8th, Worldwide Burpee Day, right?
Hmm.
So, guys, if anybody's interested in either watching or you know being involved in it, June 8th, Saturday, Worldwide Burpee Day. You could check out on YouTube Osiris, Osiris, Osiris. Check out his channel, and he'll have some information there on Worldwide Burpee Day, Saturday, June 8th. Right?
Don't miss it, man.
All right. Well, thanks again, my friend. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Frankie at the Ready with the Wrench.
Thank
We
you.
had Action Jackson checking in. Everybody else that popped in. Everybody get your reps in. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Aldo, my friend, thank you again. Everybody have a good night, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Bye bye.